Hey everyone, welcome back to the Atlanta Startup Podcast. My name is William Leonard. Today I'm eager to sit down with one of the showcase winners from Startup Runway, the 22nd edition, Maya Moore, who is the founder and CEO of Benecheck. Maya, thanks for joining me today.
Thank you, William, for having me.
Awesome, Maya. Well, first, congrats on being the Audience Choice Award winner from the 22nd showcase of Startup Runway. Really excited about what you're doing in the space of building software for nonprofits. But would love for you to, the purpose of today's conversation is for you to talk about Benecheck, your Startup Runway experience, how Startup Runway really helped the business and has helped the company grow over the last few months or so, and then the broader vision for Benecheck and how you plan to scale. So maybe we can kick it off and have you just do a brief introduction into what Benecheck is, and then I'd love to dive into your background and journey as a founder.
For sure. So I appreciate that intro. Just a little bit more details about me and the organization that I founded. And so, again, my name is Maya Moore. I'm the founder and CEO of Benecheck, and we are an assistance management software for nonprofits and churches. We use AI and smart technology to streamline their assistance management process from beginning to end, to ultimately help them better use their resources, make decisions quicker, and get people the help that they need as quickly as possible.
I love it. I love it. And tell us more about your background and journey, and what was that moment for you before Benecheck was even an idea or a thought where you said, I have to build some type of software to solve the problems for these nonprofits and churches.
So for sure. Interestingly, I am a business attorney by trade with zero tech background. And so I practiced for a little over 6 years defending large corporations, and really just had the nudge to pivot. And so I am a child of two ministers, and so I feel like I've always had that calling to of just kind of that feel for missions or just being generous or helping people. And I think I was able to align that with practicing law, helping corporations, figuring out problems, and just using different resources to get people the help that they need. And so, toward the end of my journey of being an attorney, I had the great idea to start a nonprofit. It's called More Works. And so, in that, we learned a lot of great things. And so, one of the things we saw was the amount of red tape that it takes for an individual to get the help that they need once they ask for something, right? So, what I've learned in practicing law is a lot of the times, and you probably agree with me, William, was so they need it urgent. So like urgently, they need it fast. It's not something that they usually can wait on. And so that's one of the things that we saw in having our own nonprofit. And so we saw that, all right, when someone comes and reaches out for help, the time that it takes us to get their information, any documents that they need for us to verify, whatever the request is about, or like, if we have the budget, if we have the funds, and just going through those things and maybe even bringing them on site to do the interviews, just to do those verification metrics or measures, to before we even get to the point of, all right, we can approve this request and actually provide the person the assistance. And so, in my mind, something that should have taken a couple of minutes would take actually days or even, a week or two. And so, what me and my team did was we went to other nonprofits, churches, those organizations that provide assistance, just to see, like, all right, what are you guys using? How are you doing this? What is the process like? And what we noticed is a lot of organizations have just gotten comfortable with things taking time. And so they're not really using anything. The processes are manual, they're outdated, and they've just gotten used to, it taking multiple days, even weeks, or just cutting through their red tape of, doing the intake process. Usually the person that's gathering the information is not the decision maker. And so what happens is that request has to be submitted to a board, or either the person over finance or the person that approves whether the assistance can be distributed. And so you have organizations waiting for a weekly team meeting before they can even present a request. So if the weekly team meeting is on a Thursday and a request comes in on a Friday, the earliest a person may hear a response back is the following Thursday. And so it's just like, there has to be a better way. And so that's kind of what my team, after we talked to so many organizations, then we was like, all right, something has to change. We're not comfortable with people having to wait this long. And also for us, it's just the amount of time and work that it takes to sit on the phone, learn about the individual, learn about their need, gather the information. It slows us down. And so is the problem was really twofold. And so that's where Benecheck comes from. Ultimately, that gap in our own nonprofit birth a software that we use internally and have also created, hopefully, for other organizations to use and experience the same benefit that we're experiencing.
That is an awesome founding story because you build and try and solve for a problem that you have, and you realize that there are many other customer profiles out there that look just like you that have similar problems. And the nonprofit market is a multi-billion-dollar market that is growing. And I think a lot of people sometimes underestimate how large of a market that is. But building software for a large and growing market that, one, you mentioned, has a lot of manual and antiquated processes can really be a recipe for success as you think about technology, automations, and AI, and how it's able to come in and really replace a lot of the manual tasks to augment the staff at these nonprofits. And like you said, to be able to get their processes better in place to distribute whatever it is that they need to do. And so, you were a finalist and ultimately a winner at Startup Runway. How did you come across Startup Runway, and what did the program look like for you as you went through the application process? Once you were selected, pitching on stage, what did that look like for you as a founder for the first time?
It was incredible. So I was actually in an accelerator program called Digital Undivided. And one of the resources that they have is just updated grants, pitch competitions, just resources that founders may want to take advantage of while they're going through the accelerator program. And that's how I became aware of Startup Runway. I had never heard of it. It was based in, or the competition, or the showcase rather, was going to be based in Atlanta. I'm in Birmingham, Alabama. It wasn't on my radar. And so I found out about it through participating in a different accelerator program. And so one of the things in that program that we were working on is creating a pitch deck. And so I saw that the showcase would allow, it's for a 3-minute pitch, 5-minute pitch, and then a Q&A afterwards. And so I felt like, that would be a great segue and trial for me to, create my pitch deck, and then present it in front of investors and get real feedback. And so we applied for it. It was a pretty straightforward application process. And we got the notification that we had made the semi-finalist round to participate in the showcase. And so my team and I, one of my co-founders, we drove over to Atlanta. So it's about a 2-hour drive, not too far. And we did the initial mentoring sessions, met with some great folks, and really, really got the advantage to get immediate feedback on some things that we wanted coaching on, or some issues that we were seeing, or just discussing strategy. And that process, before you even get to the showcase, the mentoring sessions were absolutely amazing. After the showcase, we were able to implement some of the strategies and the feedback and the advice that we got from the VCs that we talked to during that coaching sessions, that has really, really elevated our business in such a short time. So I just kind of wanted to stop at that point, just kind of like put a pin in that was an incredible game changer for us before we even got to the actual showcase. And so afterwards, when we did the pitch in the showcase, that was our first pitch that we've ever done in front of an audience. And so it was a little nerve-wracking, but we were excited to do it. Everybody was so welcoming. The other founders did an amazing job, and it was a learning experience for us, in total. And so I would say being able to do the showcase, winning the audience award, and even the Q&A sessions from the judges and the panels, and the panel asking the questions and getting us to think about, some things that we may not have been thinking about. All of that put us in a position, to be successful thereafter. And so what I mean by that is I was able to connect with some of the VCs and the judges afterwards, and I've still been able to continue that relationship since then. And I only met them through the showcase. Another thing is I've been able to connect with other founders that participated in the showcase. Also, the audience winning the Audience Choice Award is such a reassurance for us and our team. Not only, did we get good feedback from the judges, but, people who have never heard of our business, never heard of me before, to say, hey, we really, really, really believe in your vision and what you're doing and you, and we enjoyed it. And so that was just reassurance for us, and it created a lot of momentum that we're on the right track. We're doing the right things, and now we can really, really create this impact if we just stick to it and scale. And so those were some things that came for us, and not to even mention the $10,000 that we won. Before that, we had launched our MVP. It was a month to the date, so we launched our MVP on August 14th. The showcase was September 14th, and that was technically our first 5-figure month.
Awesome. That is awesome. And you really hit on one of the things that makes Startup Runway special, and that is the hyper targeted mentoring sessions that are done prior to the showcase, about an hour before the showcase actually happens, where all the finalists sit down with anywhere from 2 to 5 curated mentors who are who have built successful companies or invested in companies that are directly related to that sector that the finalist is building in. And they hear the business case, they hear what the company is going through right now. What are some of the growth pains? How are you thinking about maybe pivoting the technology, formulating a go-to-market strategy, thinking about a business model, whatever it may be? Those mentors are there to provide detailed and thoughtful feedback and insights around how you can take actionable steps to grow and improve your business. So that's one of the things and aspects of Startup Runway that really separates it from other pitch competitions out there. And you're right. A lot of competitions have money that they give away, but there's strings attached, there's stipulations, equity that is taken in your company.
Yeah.
Startup Runway is dilution free. That is a dilution free grant that you're able to take for your company. And so now, as you launched your product on the 14th of August, you won Startup Runway on the 14th of September. What's next for you and the Benechek team? How are you all thinking about growing, and how has Startup Runway and that dilution-free capital helped jumpstart the business's growth?
So since the showcase, we've really, really honed in on our go-to-market strategy. And so we've been able to get some meetings with some big potential partners, to really, really discuss what it would take to pilot our MVP. And so right now we have a large partner on the horizon, fingers crossed. So the goal is if we can lock them in. But if doing so, that would get us our target market over the next 7 years, 5 years is 7%. That one piloting partner relationship, if you'd say, would get us to 3%. So that would be almost half of our target market goal. And so we were only able to do that with the funding, the resources, and the support that we got through the Startup Runway, and crafting that go-to-market strategy in the mentoring session. So again, we use that advice in real time to say, all right, this is what we have in place. This is what we're going after. How should we go about it? What do you recommend? And we took that and did it. And now we're one step closer, like I said, to landing a super big fish, to piloting our MVP. And so that's kind of what we're focusing on right now. And we're really just taking the funds, really using it as support to scale our team, scale our marketing efforts, to increase views on our website, do increase the customer acquisition journey to actually get you more users on the platform, and do targeted marketing to those decision makers that we know at these organizations, whether it's outreach coordinators, program managers, missions, pastors, directors, those individuals who we know need to see Benechek, and that it can really transform their organization. So we're really just focusing on our go-to-market strategy and just, our marketing efforts and growth right now.
I love it. That's awesome, Maya. And we're excited and thankful that you applied, you went through the program, and you won. And so now we're gonna look back on this months, years from now, and see how valuable this first experience and exposure was. And we're excited because we've got our 23rd Startup Runway Showcase happening in Atlanta on December 7th at the Woodruff
Yep.
Arts Center. And it's going to be held in conjunction with the Valor Ventures VC Day. And so we're really excited. And hopefully somebody out there listening right now who is, in a similar place where you were with your business will apply, get on stage, and hopefully win some capital there as well. But Maya, this is exciting. I'm really excited for you and the Benechek team, because this capital is going to help jumpstart, launch, and propel you to, one, acquire more big fish like you've already got in the pipeline right now. So we really appreciate you and look forward to seeing your future success.
I appreciate you guys, William. Again, thankful. We're so grateful for the opportunity, and it has been a game changer for our team here at Benechek.